It is scientifically proven that it takes 7 seconds for someone to make his or her first impression of you. This first impression doesn't only take you aesthetically at visual value or speech, but often the olfactory senses. The sense of smell comes into play as well. Lucky for me, you can't smell me through this video. Hi, this is Ranjit and today I want to talk to you about perfume, or as it is said in Latin, perfumum. Often when selecting a perfume for the occasion, we must understand what really we want to project about our personalities. As Christian Dior once said, a woman's perfume tells more about her than her handwriting. Be it a subtle flowery note that reminds you of the valley of flowers, or a spicy headed one that can engage an entire room. A perfume can tell so much about a woman, who she is and probably what she desires. Starting with history, perfumery or the art of making perfumes began in ancient Egypt but was developed and further refined by the Romans, the Persians and the Arabs. Throughout history, people have created methods using flower petals, aromatic herbs and oils to adorn their bodies with signature scents and fragrance. Contents. With day-to-day experience, you have realized that often that smells good tastes better. But more often than not, some items like perfumery may smell so good, but may be rather unappealing to your taste buds. This is mainly because perfumes have a base of ethanol or sometimes even alcohol. In some cases, you may encounter one that is purely a water-based, but of course, you must know the other contents like vegetable oils are common among perfumes and are also very dissatisfactory to the taste buds. Obviously, scents are chemical compounds because otherwise, if you were to throw plain rose water or apple juice on yourself, you would turn into a pollination ground. Scents have various sources, like plant sources. From the bark of trees, you get spicy exotic smells like that of cinnamon. Flowers and blossoms contribute for most of feminine fragrances. Rose, mimosa, jasmine being the most obvious one to name. Fruit flavors that are naturally extracted are those of vanilla or citrus. Leaves like lavender leaves and orange leaves are more cliché examples. Other organic plant sources may come from roots, seeds like that of coriander, wood like sandalwood, and the resins in the bark. Animal sources. Now these may include the very famous deer musk. Similarly, ambergris is extracted from the sperm whales and castoreum from North American beavers. Other natural resources include seaweed and lichens like oak moss and tree moss. Synthetic compounds synthetically created to match the fragrant compounds. The most common is the white musk, which is a common substitute for deer musk. Moving on to the selection. Based on the understanding of these sources, you must understand that a perfume is a compound mixture of contents. Each fragrant in its particular quantity acts as a mere stroke of the paintbrush in the final painting of a masterpiece. When assessing a smell, you must remember that there are 3 notes in a perfume. The top note, which is usually the first impression. It often may be strong and unwelcoming, but that is because of the ethanol content. Which is why you may notice that on smelling a tester, the salesman will make sure to shake the paper in the air so as to allow it to react with the oxygen and dissolve its ethanol smell. The middle note or the heart note is a result of the top note fading a little. This is often the best and the most pleasant. The base note, however, is the final smell that will stay with you based on how long it lasts. The base note is a reaction to skin's chemistry that comes into play, reaction with pulse and body heat. The relative dryness of the wearer's skin is important, since dry skin will not hold fragrances as long as the oily skin. Make sure always that your perfume is original by looking at its barcodes, and also make sure that it has a tight fitting lid. Remember to wear the right perfume for the right occasion. Many perfumes act as aphrodisiacs by magnifying your sex appeal with synthetic pheromones. You obviously wouldn't want to throw off that signal at a funeral. Unless, of course, you really want to comfort that widowed rich man. Remember that the stronger the perfume, the more attention it will seek. So make sure to choose who you want to be when. Also make sure you understand clearly from the salesperson what the scent life is in hours for that perfume in each season. Remember that generally a feminine scent would rather be floral and fruity as compared to more masculine, woody and spicy smells. Distinctions. Often I would read words like eau de parfum or eau de cologne on a bottle of a perfume and excuse myself for not knowing what it meant because it was French. It's important to know the exact definition of these terms because they do not all mean the same thing. Firstly, when it says homme, it's for men. Parfum is obviously for women. Parfum, extrait de parfum, 15 to 40%, typically 20% scent extracts. It is strong. Eau de parfum, parfum de toilette, 10 and 20% oil, although almost always less than 15%. Eau de toilette, these are your go-tos for warm weather or inoffensive everyday wear. They are usually less than 10% oil, although they can be anywhere from 5 to 15%. Eau de cologne, they aren't just for men, and they are a great choice if you want something extremely fresh and light that you can use in more than a couple of places. Eau de cologne usually have about 5% fragrance oil in them, but range from 3 to 8% concentration. Body splash, aftershave. Now these are the most dilute, coming in at between 1 and 3% fragrance oil. So ladies, hope this information will help you pick your next fragrance. I'm gonna leave you with a fun fact, which is scientific studies have shown that there is a link between scents and our emotions. So putting on the right fragrance really can put you in a better mood. For example, if you want to relax, wear a scent of lavender or something citrusy if you need instant energy boost. This video was brought to you by Greh Shobha and One Network. It's me Ranjit signing off. Au revoir.